I waited 6 months for this watch and I couldn't even enjoy it over the summer, but today I will start a 10 days on the wrist with the Baltic MR01. And this is the perfect time for this video because when you will be watching this, the MR01 will be available for pre-orders. I'm mainly interested in two things, and that is to find out if this beautiful Chinese micro-rotor movement is any good. This is an aspect that I think has turned many people away from the Baltic MR01. I will tell you about the accuracy and the power reserve of this watch over an extended period of 10 days. The second thing is I'm interested in the versatility of this watch, or more specifically, the versatility of this beautiful salmon dial. I will start the 10 days off with the Beads of Rice bracelet that I got with this watch, but I also bought a leather strap which works perfectly with the color scheme of this watch. I mean, just look at this beautiful shot of this Baltic on the leather strap. So in this video, you will find out if this watch is for you or not. So let's go. Wow, those 10 days went by very quickly. I can only tell you that I'm very happy with the way this watch looks. I think this is an absolutely gorgeous watch. Especially during overcast days, you can really appreciate the different finishes on this dial. From the frosted dial finish to these beautiful polished breguet numerals, and you have even different circular finishing on the sub-seconds dial and the minutes tracked. And the mix between this matte frosted look and the polished look of this watch is just absolutely beautiful. Many times during these 10 days when looking at my wrist, I really felt like I was wearing something much more expensive or much more unique. I also think these leaf style hands are perfectly chosen and very nicely polished with a very sharp looking cleft on top. But let's talk about the wearability during an extended wear time, so these 10 days. This is a 36mm case, which sounds small, but with the large lugs and the wide bezel, it actually wears much larger. I can tell you it wears almost the same as my 39mm Speedmaster. And I think Baltic did a great job on the case too. It is a simple case, but I think it's beautiful. You have this brushed center part of the case and the polished bezels of course, the dial and the beautiful case back. And the Chinese micro-rotor movement makes this watch very thin and sit very nicely on the wrist. This is my first salmon dial watch, and I can say that by eye this is quite a subtle salmon color. I prefer this actually to these more coppery salmon dials. I think this is a much more versatile salmon color, and I was very surprised to find out that this salmon dial goes almost with all of my colored clothes. And I think this is mainly because this is almost my skin tone, so I obviously don't have any clothes that don't fit my skin tone. I think that's why this watch is perfect on my wrist and with my outfits. The bezel is completely polished and it attracts fingerprints and dust pretty easily. I was thinking of maybe someday having it brushed, I mean just the bezel. If you want to look at the A Collected Man special edition of Baltic, they have kind of a brushed finish on the bezel. Of course, absolutely no lume on this watch and a 30-meter water resistance, which is normal for a dress watch. So let's finally look at the movement and how it performed over these 10 days of wearing it before I tell you if this watch is something for you. The movement is actually one of the big reasons why I immediately wanted this watch. This is a Chinese micro-rotor movement, a caliber 5000A, and normally you find micro-rotors at a much higher price and definitely not around the 600 mark that this watch is. I didn't know what to expect from this Chinese micro-rotor movement, but I think for the eyes this is an absolutely beautiful movement. It has touches of blue and gold and obviously silver and the red of the rubies. I also really love that it fills out almost the entire case back, which is always something I love to see. But of course, these are not real fired blue screws, and these are also not real Côte de Genève. But of course, this watch is a very daring proposition for the low price. So of course, Baltic has to cut some corners. And I think this micro rotor movement really sends a message. Maybe we will see more affordable micro rotor movements in the future. So almost halfway through, I switch on to my leather strap that I got from Watch Bandit. And it's extremely easy with these quick release spring bars that are on the bracelet to change between the bracelet and the strap. And this strap really complements this watch amazingly. This lightly cream stitching looks so nice with salmon colors on the dial. Guys, if you are enjoying these beautiful videos of this Baltic MR01, then please subscribe to the channel and like this video. I'm very happy with the power reserve of this watch. This can be a concern with micro rotor movements, especially these cheaper ones. But I really didn't have problems with the power reserve. I wore it daily, and even after these 10 days, when I just laid the watch down for a day or more, it was still running the next day. So this is really surprising and nice to see. Some people say they are annoyed by the rotor sound. I do hear the rotor sound, but only if you like shake it, which is not something I do with my wrist, so I think it's fine. And now the accuracy. So this watch lost about 30 seconds on average every day. For me, that's not really a problem because I wouldn't be wearing this watch for an extended period. I like to change watches and have them in a rotation. But do keep that in mind. I think you could get it a little more accurate if you let a watchmaker maybe regulate it. Guys, let me know what you think of this movement. Is this something you would buy because it is a micro rotor movement for the price? Or do you not enjoy this kind of movement? Let us know in the comments below. So now finally, should you get this watch? Because you can still pre-order it until the 23rd of October. This watch is for you if you like classic design, if you like a thin watch, if you want a salmon dial micro rotor in your collection for 600 euros. This is also for you if you like classic design, but you don't like the risks that come with vintage watches. This is a watch for you if you have been waiting for 36mm watches. And this is a watch for you if you just want to have a little fun with a 600 euro watch that has salmon dial, Breguet numerals, and a beautiful micro rotor movement. Because all of these things are very hard to find in this price range. I really love seeing a different kind of watch released in these days. Smaller size, traditional design, and I'm very happy that I got it. When I saw it, I immediately knew I had to buy this watch, and I still don't regret it. And now is your chance. It's still time for you to pre-order your Baltic MR01 until the 23rd of October. But that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like down there. Let us know what you think of this watch, if you will be getting it or if you already have it. Let us know in the comments below, and see you next time, guys. Ciao.